Okay, David, tell me, can you set my screen?
Yes, teacher, I can see the screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and the first activity, you're going to practice when the following tongue twister, okay?
Okay.
You know that the tongue twister are phrases that are difficult to say. So they are a really good changes to practice your pronunciation, okay? Let's go.
Okay. I start to read the twister right now.
Yes.
Okay. How much wood will a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck he would as much as he could and chuck as much wood as woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Good morning, Joanna. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Good morning. How about you?
Okay, I'm fine, thank you. Okay, Joanna, in this free activity, please, can you read the following tongue twister, please?
Okay. How much would a what what shooks if a what shooks? Sorry?
Good shock. Okay.
Good shock. Okay, thank you. If a good shock would could shock wood, he would shock he would as much as he could and shook has as much wood as a woodchuck would if a good shook could shook good. Good.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Joanna. Well, okay, let's continue, guys, with another activity. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. Try to think in a couple of seconds to answer. Okay. Okay. The please, Joanna. The number one. How have you been feeling lately?
I feeling animated. I don't know.
I have
Every day
I
is
have been feeling. Okay. I have been.
okay. Okay, I have been animate every day in my work, in my activities, diaries. I don't know. I think in a lot in my future, in my projects.
Okay. Thank you. David, tell me, what have you been doing this week? Sorry, what have you been thinking about that?
Well, recently I've been thinking about my future a lot. Well, what about what I will do in the future, and because I tend to planify my future plans. So sometimes I get anxious because of that. Just and that's stressful, I think. So I'm trying to not think about it. So yeah, I've been thinking about what I will do in the future. So yeah, I that's it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Okay, Joanna, what have you been doing this week?
I have doing I going to Hirdo in the weekend to Hirdo where my brother um, with my mother and my another brother to visit my my como se dice sobrina my new pet
Uh-huh.
new pets in the week student and work.
Niece, okay. Therefore, for the woman sneeze. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, continue, please, David. Uh, which movie have you been wanting to watch for hour?
Well, recently there's a movie that I really want to watch, and I think it will come out in at 5 May, I think. And I think it is a Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange of Marvel. I really want to see that movie, so I'm waiting for the day was just the movie is available to watch in the cinemas and stuff.
Okay, very good. Okay, Joanna, tell me the next questions. What color have you been wearing a lot lately?
I wear the black. I like so much the black. I think the majority of my clothes is black, especially my shirts and t-shirts.
Okay. Okay, David, your turn. And tell me, where have you been considering going on your next holiday?
Well, I think the next holiday it's like Mother's Day, right?
Okay. Please, Joanna, have you been listening to a lot of music lately?
Yes, teacher. Every day I listen music in English when I'm going to my work. Always my music is in English.
Oh, very good. Okay, David, have you been having fun with your friends?
And well, lately not because we are just focused on our studies, and a lot of my friends are focusing on the studies. A lot of us doesn't have like much time to spend with each other. So lately, not. For
Okay,
now, not.
okay, David, thank you. Okay, Joanna, please tell me, what have you been doing recently?
The most I doing every day is in my house with my mother in the job and read a new book. Right now I take the course to conduction in the week in the weekdays.
Okay, Joanna, thank you. Okay, in this opportunity, I'm going to teach you about the present perfect continuous tense, which is also called the present perfect progressive tense. Okay, is one tense. It just has two names. Okay. Okay. Tell me, guys, for you, what are verb tenses? David,
Yes, teacher.
tell me, for you, what are verb tenses?
What are verb tenses? Well, for what I see is oh my gosh, just a way to express what are you what are you doing in lately, for example, in the week.
Mhm. Very good. Thank you, David. Please tell me, Joanna, for you, what are verb tenses?
Yes, I think the same of my classmates. The you can express you doing right now, lately, in the week or every day.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the verbs, remember that the verbs can in three tenses, the past, present, and future. Okay, the verb tenses show the time that an action takes place. Okay, the present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous is a verb tenses. Okay, okay. Can you, as you can see it here, did one example. For example, Aaron has been repairing cars since he was 16 years old. He has always wanted to be a mechanic. He has been working in this garage for 10 years. As Aaron has been changing tires all morning. His clothes are dirty. Okay, remember that the present perfect continuous is a very important advanced tense used in English. What I will do in this class is to explain to you exactly what the stance is, uh, when we use it, and how we use it. Okay, so that you can start to speak and write more comfortably and confidently. Okay, using the stance. Okay, um, I think you'll find it really useful. So let's get started. So the present perfect continuous tense is a special tense in terms of time, okay? Why? Because it connects or links both the present and the past. It doesn't talk only about the present or only about the past. It's connect them, okay? Okay, let's see how. So it talks about an action that started in the past and is still continuing now. Okay, something that started in the past and is still going on out. All right. So let's look at an example to understand exactly how it works. So I've written two sentences on the presentation that I from two different stances. But um, let's look at them and see how they are different. So, okay, the first sentence, I have cooked dinner. The second one, I have been cooking dinner. So, what is the difference between these two sentences? Tell me, guys. Is there a difference?
Well, yes,
Why?
because in the first one, I have cooked dinner is in past. This is past perfect.
Mm, okay.
And the second one, it's, well, in present. And it means that the person who is, well, cooking have been cooking dinner before. So it's have been cooking dinner until now for some time until the person sat in this moment.
Okay, thank you. Please, Joanna, for you, tell me the same questions.
A word, I think the difference is in the first one. Um, the the bird the bird it's in past.
Mm,
In the second, including the action. In the I have been. It's the how to say it's the past.
okay, thank you, Joanna. Yes, okay, okay. Not just in the words, but I mean in the meaning. Okay, is there is a difference in the meaning? In English grammar, there is a difference, okay? Because if I said I have cooked dinner, It means I cooked it in the past and now it's ready, okay? I don't have to cook anymore. I'm finished. And when I say I had cooked dinner, I only interested in the result. Um, which is that I don't need to cook anymore. I don't. But if I say I had been cooking dinner, that means I started cooking in the past and I am still cooking now. I haven't finished. I'm still continuing to cook, okay? I not done yet, so in this one. First of all, there is a difference because um, I'm not finished. It's still continue. And then secondly, because the focus is more on the process, on the activity, not so much on the result. Okay. So the second one that we look at, I have been cooking dinner. Is the tense we are learning here. Okay, this is the present perfect continuous tense. And the first example, you look, I was the present perfect tense. Okay. Okay. The second, sorry, the first one is the present perfect, no past perfect. Okay, David?
Okay, teacher, I understand.
Okay. Well, the present perfect continuous or progressive is for. So you have the subject, I, you, we, they, you have two helping verbs, have been or has been, and plus the ing force or the main verb. For example, Mike has been teaching English for 5 years. He started in the past and is still teaching. Okay, I have been learning. You can use this. You can use this right now because let's say you started learning English in the past and you're still learning now, right? So you could say, I have been learning English for some time. Okay, so I have been learning, you have been learning, we have been learning, they have been learning, but here we had to change it a little bit. He has been learning, she has been learning, it has been learning. It may be a computer or artificial intelligence, okay? So here you see the difference between have been and has been, okay? Okay, now let's continue. Let's look at when to use the present perfect continuous, okay? Okay. We use present perfect continuous to show the something started in the past and has continued until now. The focus is on the activity. We often use this with for and since, okay? We've been waiting for the bus for hours. Another example, they have been traveling since last October. Okay, we can use present perfect continuous to show an action that is started in the past and continues to the present, but without stating how long so clearly. Instead, we use a word like recently. Okay, for example, I've been going to the gym a lot recently. They've been living with his parents while they look for a house. Okay, we use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about actions that started in the past and stopped recently. There is usually a result now. For example, she has been cooking since last night, and the food on the table looks delicious. It's been raining, and the streets are still wet. Okay, so um, as I said earlier, you can use it for something that started in the past and it still continues now. For example, we have been working on this project for 6 months. What does that mean? We started working in the past. six months ago. Okay, and we have been working and working and working. So therefore, you can say we have been working. So have been working. That's the tense, the present perfect continuous tense, right? Um, there you go. It means that they started 6 months ago and they are still working, all right? So it combines the past and present. We could also say sea levels have been rising. So what is the present? What is the tense here? Okay, right here had been rising. Next, we can also use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about something that started in the past and it just finished. I know I told you that it continues, but really it was continuing and continuing until just now. For example, let's say that you're trying to reach your friend, right? And you're calling down and calling down. You've been calling and they haven't answered, and you are getting a little bit worried. And finally, your friend calls and you say, maybe, hi, hey, where have you been? Um, I've been calling for you hours. That means you are calling in all time, in the past, including almost just now, okay, until the friend called, okay? So here's, I've been calling. I is not short for saying I have, okay? Okay, another example of the kind. We have been waiting for you. So let's say you are at the restaurant and you are supposed to meet this friend. Maybe it's the same friend. I don't know. Okay. Um, you've been waiting and waiting, and your friends not coming. You you don't know how what happened to them. And finally, your friends shows up, and you said, "Hey, where have you been? We have been waiting for you. We have been waiting." So that means you were waiting all the time in the past till now. So therefore, we can use having waiting in this situation. Okay. Okay. You can also use the tense with a lot of common expressions. Okay, let me show you what they are. Let's take the stances. For example, I've been studying for 3 hours. So I've been studying is the stance itself and the where for. It's very often used with the stance. Okay, let's look at the other sentence. I've been studying since 5 again. This is the tense, and the where now is since. So what is the difference between for and since, guys? Can you hear me? David, Joanna?
Yes, teacher. I'm thinking.
Okay. And you, David?
Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, I listen to you
Well,
well.
well, I've been thinking a little bit because I get confused about, well, the foreign signs, but I remember that for we use for specific times, periods of times, and we use signs or scenes, just to mention points of um initial points, I think, of a period of time. So I think that is the difference. For
Okay,
is for a specific times, and science just to a specific, well, to store a point of time.
very good. Thank you, Dobby. And please, Joanna.
Yes. I think the fourth is to a specific time, and since that we can use a time lapse uh, between times, hours. I don't know, many times. So for it's for a specific time. In since we can use many times.
Okay, very good. Yes. Um, this is the just refresh. So four is talking about that period of time, and the sense is talking about a point in time. Say since a fight, let's say, is 8 now. I've been studying for 3 hours, or I've been studying since 5. Okay. Okay. Another expression. It has been raining all day. So has been raining. This is the tense. Um, this is the expression. We could say all day, uh, all night, all morning, all afternoon, all evening. Okay, doesn't matter. But anything like that which says a period of time and that something can continue during that period. Okay. Okay, and another one. She has been exercising a lot lately, or she has been exercising a lot recently. So lately and recently means in the short time before now. So these are the expressions, okay? Lately or recently and has been exercising is the tense itself. Okay, there are many times or dynamic verbs, but most of them describe activities or events which can begin and finish. So these are the main situations in which we can use this tense. So in English, we have two kinds of verbs, dynamic verbs and stated verbs. Okay, dynamic verbs are basically used for action. So if you can perform the verb. If you can do the verb, then it is an action, right? Therefore, it is a dynamic verb. You can also use dynamic force in the ing form. So I can say I am drinking soft. Remember that dynamic verbs are like action verbs. Stated verbs usually refer to a state or condition which is quite stable. They can be divided into verbs or possessions or cognitions, which refer to things in the minor or verbs or relation, which describe the relationship between things. Some verbs called stative or non-continuous verbs can't be used in continuous tenses. Other can be used in continuous tenses, but their meaning changes, and stative verbs describe some kind of state or condition. Most verbs are dynamic. Examples of dynamic verbs, are eat, wear, run. An example of stative verbs might be think, believe, or love. Okay? There is a long list of stated verbs which you need to check. Look at a good grammar book. Why is that important? Because with this continuous tense or any continuous tense, you cannot use stated verbs, no stated verbs, okay? So let's look at some examples. Oh, what you can't not do, and how you cannot use the present perfect continuous tense. So we cannot say, for example, I have been knowing John for 2 years. That is wrong. Why? Because no, it's an example of a stated verb, and we cannot use a stated verb with the tense. Okay, so this is wrong. Okay, and what you would need to do in the case is not use the present perfect continuous, but just use the present perfect. Okay, you could say, I have known John for 2 years. Have known is just present perfect, and that's fine. Okay, because why? No, not because of the activity, but because of the verb itself. The verb itself being stated means that we can't use it in the continuous form. Okay. Um, let's take another example. You cannot say he has been liking this book all his life. No, why? Because like is another one of those stated verbs, so you cannot use it in the continuous form. You can say he has liked this book all his life. So there you are using what? The present perfect and not present perfect continuous. Another example, the students have not been understanding this lecture. That is wrong because understand is another steady verb, and we cannot use steady verbs with the continuous tense. All right. So, what do you need to say instead? The most students have not understood this lecture. And this is an example of a present perfect sentence. Okay, so if you're trying to express some ideas, think about whether the verb is stated or dynamic. If as stated, you cannot use the present perfect continuous tense. Okay, now let's look at how we force the present perfect continuous tense, which is also called the present perfect progressive tense, right? So basically, we're talking the subject plus had been or has been plus the verb plus ing. This verb ing is sometimes referred to as present participle. What it means is just the verb in its base for ing, right? Now, I divided the presentation into three parts for positive sentences, negative sentences, and finally the interrogative or questions for. So let's go through each session and see what happens. So for I, you, we, and they, we say something like this. I have been working. So our sample verb here is a regular verb first. To work, our sample irregular verb is the verb to go, right? So let's see how both of them can be used very easily in this tense. So we could say, I have been working, you have been working, we have been working, they have been working. But for here, shit, and it, we have to change it a little bit. Then we have to say, he has been working, she has been working, it has been working. If you have an irregular verb like go, is exactly the same thing. They have been going, you have been going, okay? That's in a positive sentence. Now, let's look at the negative option. In a negative sentence, we could just add basically the where, not. So you would say, I have not been working, you have not been working, we have not been working. Okay, the not just basic negative. If we want to shorten that or contracted them, have not becomes a haven't, right? We're joined the two words have plus no into were, which is pronounced haven't. So you could say I haven't been working, okay? And most of the time in conversation, that's what we use. We use these contractions a lot. Okay, let's look at the what happened for he, she, and it. They also we are adding not, so we could say he has not been working, she has been, not been working, or he hasn't been, or she hasn't been working. Okay, okay. Let's look at what happens when we form equations. First, we have you been working, have they been working, right? It's the same for everyone. Has he been working? Has she been working? So again, do you know they have we you we and they and has with he she and it, and we still have to have the the have and the been. You see that everywhere had been has been, okay? So here in the tense, we had two helping verbs, all right? We had the subject, we have the helping verb have, we had the helping verb to be in the form of being, okay? So had been or has been plus whatever verbs you want, plus ing, and that's basically how we construct the present perfect continuous tense. Okay, now remember that just like in many other tenses, if you want to add like a questions where, then you can do that. You just have the putting in the right place. And here you could say, where have you been working? Why have you been working? How long have you been working? All right. So whenever you want to add those questions where or phrases, you can do that. Just put it here before this structure and keep the rest of the structure exactly like that. Okay, now I give you an example with the verb work and the irregular verb go, but we were the same way. We any other verb. For example, the verb save. You have been saving money. You haven't been saving money. Have you been saving money? Or let's take an irregular verb like think. I've been thinking about changing my job. I haven't been thinking of changing my job. How you been thinking or changing your job? Okay, so whether it's a regular verb or an irregular verb, it's going to follow exactly this pattern. There are a few exceptions for verbs ending in a, e. To begin with, we have to drop the it and then add the ing. For example, they were changed, right? Right yet ends with here and it becomes changing, right? We draw the I higher ends we I ends with made higher we without the I, okay? Now let's look at how to give a short answer in a polite way using the tense. So let's suppose that somebody asks you, "Have you been going to the gym?" Your answer is probably going to be yes or no, right? Okay, the word in English we don't usually just say yes or not. We say a little bit more, but we don't have to repeat everything they said in the question. So if they okay, the important point to remember is if it's a positive answer, we cannot use any contraction there. So you have to say the for yes, I have, or no, I haven't. The same thing here is, let's look at this example has been helping you. So what could you say? Yes, he has, or no, he hasn't. And once again, we have to use no contraction. You have to use the full force, right? So, okay, okay, let's continue. So now, let's look at some common mistakes that I made with these things. How you can avoid them. So the mistakes tend to be of three different kinds. Sometimes the wrong verb is used, sometimes the wrong tense is used, and sometimes the wrong word is used. Let's look at the examples. In the first one, I have been understanding the lesson. That's wrong. Because tell me, guys, why this sentence is that's wrong.
Because we can use passive verbs.
Stated verb. Okay, understand. Understand
Yes.
is a stated verb. Yes,
Stay.
mhm. Yes, because is the wrong verb being used the wrong way, because understand, the verb understand is one of those stated verbs, right? So we cannot use the stated verbs understand in that continuous form. Okay, the correct form of that sentences would have been I have understood the lesson. Okay, so here we would have needed to use the present perfect tense and not the present perfect continuous with this verb. Okay. Okay, next, sometimes the wrong tense is used by a student. For example, I'm working here since 2018. That's wrong. Why? Because this is actually present continuous, and present continuous uh, only tag, sorry, tag about now, okay, about now. So if the student only said, I am working here, that would have been okay, but the student added since 2018. So in the case, we cannot use the present continuous tense. We needed to, in fact, use the present perfect continuous, which connects the past and the present. So here, it should have been, I have been working here since 2018. So in this case, sometimes you have to identify in this right place to use the present perfect tense. Okay. Which other tense are there? What should I be using? And use the right tense at the right time. Okay. Next, sometimes the wrong word is being used. Okay. Somewhere in the sentences, for example, a common mistake is here. I've been living here since 3 years. That's wrong. Why? Because of this word sense, right? We can use sense like that. Sense is supposed to be used with that. A point in time, not a period of time, okay? The correct sentences would have been I've been living here for 3 years, okay? For 3 years since 2018, for example, right? So be careful to avoid these mistakes when you are using the tense. So to review, you know the present perfect continuous tense when you know when to use it and how to use it. So let's review again the how to use part, the positive tense sentence. It has been snowing. This another example. He has been snowing all day. The negative, it hasn't been snowing all day. In the question, has it been snowing all day, right? Okay, now let's watch the following video.
Hi, Robert.
What have you been doing?
You've been letting yourself get too tense during the driving practice. You should try to relax.
I've been trying to stay relaxed, Mr. Edwards, but I really need to get my license as soon as possible.
There's no rush. Everyone learns at their own pace. It's important to be fully prepared when you take your test. You look so tired.
It's because I haven't been sleeping well. I've been worrying so much about it lately. I've been practicing for weeks now, but I haven't been improving much.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Of course you've been improving. You haven't been stalling anymore. And you've been mastering the gears lately. Your hill starts are brilliant. And you remember now to signal every time you change the lane.
But I always make mistakes at roundabouts. And I find the reverse parking so difficult.
You will get there with practice, don't panic.
Hey, long time no see.
Hi, Robert.
What have you been doing?
I've been taking driving lessons lately. I've been practicing parking maneuvers for 2 weeks, but I still can't do them well. So I'm kind of stressed because of that.
You'll get there. Don't worry about it. Just take your time. Maybe you just need a little more practice. How long have you been having driving lessons?
For 2 months.
Have you taken your theory test yet?
Yes, I have, and I've passed it.
I'm really happy for you.
Thanks. What about you? Have you got your driving license?
Yeah, I have. But I haven't been driving for a while now. I prefer riding my motorcycle.
So, what have you been doing lately?
Well, I've been very busy. I've been preparing hard for the basketball championship. We have a very important game coming up. We've been waiting for it a long time. And we've been training for it a lot. I haven't been going out during the weekends because of this. It has been affecting my social life a lot.
You've been having a very busy season, huh? How long have you been playing basketball?
Since I was 9.
Wow, that's a long time.
Well, it was nice seeing you again. I have to go now. Good luck with your driving license.
Thanks. Best of luck to you, too, in the basketball game. Hi, Paul. Hi, Andrew. What's up? Is there anything wrong with your car? You look worried. Yeah, it's been making strange noises all day. Maybe you should take it to a mechanic. I've been calling him for the past 3 hours, but I can't reach him. So I've been trying to fix it myself. This car's been giving me trouble from the start. My uncle is a mechanic. He's been fixing cars for years. I'm sure he can help you. Really? Then please give me his number.
I'm glad you finally came home. We've been waiting for you.
Really? How's that?
What? Are you kidding? Have you already forgotten about the party? We have been planning it for a whole week. We have been talking about it for days.
Oh, yeah, right. The party. But it's going to be a very small party. Much ado about nothing.
Mom and I have been working hard to prepare the meal. Dad has been cleaning the house for several hours as well. He's getting a little tired. I think you should go and help him.
Okay, I will. I can see you've been raking the leaves in the garden, Dad. Can I help you? Sure, Andrew. You can mow the lawn. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our YouTube.
Okay, guys. Now I'm going to explain the present perfect tense. Okay, the present perfect tense is a combination of the present tense and the perfect aspect that expresses an event in the past with consequences in the present. The present perfect is four, so you have the subject with the verb have plus past participle for. Okay, the present perfect tense connects a past action to the present time. For example, I had last keys. I cannot open the door. Second one, I have spent all my money. I do not have any money now. I have broken my leg last week, so I cannot go to work. My car has been in an accident, so now I have to take the bus. Last one. Mary has gone out. She is not home now. Okay. Okay. When do we use the present perfect tense? We use the present perfect tense in many situations, specifically those which started in the past and have not yet ended, but which are impacting the present. Of course, there is some exceptions. We can use the present perfect on certain or situations when events have finished in the past. Number one, the recent actions. Okay, we use the present perfect to talk about the recent actions or to ask about events that have recently happened. You can use adverbs such as yet, still, already, or just are very often used in these cases. Okay, we use the tense if a situations led to some effect in the present. For example, I have lost my wallet, so I cannot buy anything. Have you done your homework yet? Number 2, life experiences. This tense is used to talk about life experiences. We can describe some facts or things that happened in our lives without referring to any specific time period. Okay, for example, she has visited Mexico 6 times. Number 3, the main purpose of this tense is to talk about unfinished actions that have started in the past and continue to the present. We often use the adverb sense when we start talking about something in the past, and the adverb for when talking about an a finished time period. Okay, for example, we have lived in the United States for 5 years. They have lived together since 2009. Number 4, we also use the present perfect in the combination with the adverbs never and ever. Which are commonly applied when talking about positive or negative situations. For example, I have never been to Moscow. My last birthday was the worst day I have ever had. Okay, as you can see it here, uh, is a clear example of the present perfect tense. Let's imagine, guys, number 1, you have got a cup of you on your table. Number 2, but then your cat fell down. Number 3, as a result, uh, what have you got? The result is unfortunately only a broken cup. Okay. Okay, let's remember. The present perfect tense indicates that something has just happened. Okay, for example, I had completed the work. She has opened a window. Also, the present perfect tense is used to talk about events or about past actions that are completely finished. For example, I could not go to the stadium because I had broken my leg. The government has declared Monday a holiday. Okay, what is the difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous? Okay, now we're going to look at the difference between two tenses. What's the difference between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous? So, let's begin both the present perfect and the present perfect continuous focus on an action that started or happened in the past, and there is a present connection. As you can see it here, we are thinking of an activity. It does not matter if it has been completed or not. For example, she has been painting here. This one here has been painting is the present perfect continuous. And the present perfect, here the important thing is that something has been completed. Okay, for example, she has painting here, bedroom here has painted is the present perfect. Okay, we can use both the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. We have learned for, since, recently, lately to talk about situations that started in the past and still continued. But remember that we can only use the present perfect simple. We stated verbs, and the verbs no is an stated verb. Okay. For example, the movers had taken our stuff to the new house. the movers have been taking our stuff to the new house. So, what is the difference between the movers have taken our stuff to the new house and the movers have been taking our stuff to the new house? The present perfect, okay, this option is finished. The movers are done. Uh, our old house is empty. Okay, the present perfect continuous. This option is ongoing. Okay, the mover are still taking our stuff to the new house. Both of these are an option that started or happened in the past, and they're connected to the present. Now here, there is another example. I have a broken coffee machine sitting in my kitchen. Present perfect, I don't. Trying. I've tried so many times. I don't. I don't try anymore. The present perfect continuous. I'm going to keep trying. Yes, I've tried a few times in the past, but I'm going to continue trying. Okay, both this happen or it started in the past and there is a present connection. Uh, I've been allergic to cats my whole life. I've been being allergic to cats my whole life. This one doesn't work. Let's try again. Okay. I've known about Bridget's pregnancy for a while now. I've been knowing about the Bridget's pregnancy for a while now. That one also doesn't work. All of these actions started or happened in the past. There's a present connection, and these actions are going to be ongoing, okay? And going to continue to be allergic to cast. Um, so, mm, when we use the present perfect continuous instead of the present perfect, uh, let's take a look when we want to express a temporary or new situations. For example, my roommate has been acting really odd lately. So lately means recently, but it can remove lately. And for the listener, it is still clear that this is something new. Okay, my roommate has been acting really odd. This started in the past. It has continued to the present. Maybe she'll continue to act this way. Okay, this is the class questions. What's the difference between I've lived in Bogota since 2015? I've been living in Bogota since 2015. Tell me, guys. David and Joanna.
I think the first one it's wrong because I read it's in the past and the most lived in Bogota since 2015. So I think the first it's wrong.
Thank you, Joanna. And you, David?
Well, what is the difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous? Well, the first one, I've lived in Bogota since um 2015. It's wrong because when we want to to highlight a period of time, and I remember that we use the present perfect continuous, and the second the second one, well, I think it's right. The second one, I think the wrong is the first one.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for your response. Okay, remember que when it comes to where we live, these two tenses have the same meaning. Uh, there really is not a difference. I live in Bogota. In this example here, remember, we often use the present perfect to speak about a past life experience, finished past life experiences. Okay. In this case, the speaker may not be in Bogota now. So depending on the situation, the context, you'll know whether a person is still in that place or not. Okay, the same goes for the verb work. For example, I worked with Tony for over 12 years. Okay, I've been working with Tony for over 12 years. Really, there is no difference. Now, I am still working with Tony. And this is going to continue into the future, okay? Okay. It's time to do a little practice just to really review and understand the difference between these two tenses, okay? Now you are going to complete the sentence using the verb in brackets in the present perfect, simple, or continuous, okay? Please, Joanna, number one, please.
My sister I ate more fruit and vegetables too.
What is the present perfect or continuous?
This is perfect continuous.
Very good. My sister has been eating. Thank you, Joanna. Please, number two, Tavi.
My sister has been cycling to university since last week.
Yes, continue. Very good. Thank you, David. Number three, please, Joanna.
It's continuous. It's I have write 5 emails today.
Continuous or past? Perfect. Sorry, or
Continuous.
present. Okay. Why?
Because the action is right now. I read emails today, so I have been reading 5 emails today.
Okay. This sentence is the present perfect. I have right. Okay, Joanna.
See?
It's present
Yes.
perfect.
Okay.
Please, number five, David, please.
He has been learning English for 6 years. Teacher?
But sorry. Very good. Please, number 6. Joanna.
The 6 is in the past. So I
Please, number 6, Joanna.
yes, it's in past. Is I have been. I have been.
No, it's in
Yes.
past, not. Is present, okay?
Okay. I have see that friend.
Mm-hmm. I have seen the fields it has terrible. Very
Thank you
good.
too.
Number 7, please, David.
I've been playing for 40 minutes, but no one has been no one has scored a goal yet.
Very good.
Present,
Present simple, okay?
present simple.
Thank you. Please, Joanna, number 8.
Okay, it's present continuous. We have been knowing each other for years.
Remember, Joanna, que in knowing for the in continuous is no ing for, okay?
Okay. So we have been know.
Mhm.
No.
Okay, thank you. Please, David.
Hey, you look different. Have you have you changed your hair? Present perfect simple.
Say yes. Very good. Please, Joanna, number 10.
Okay, your hands are really dirty. What have been you doing? It's present continuous.
Mhm. Very good. And last one, David, please.
And who has eaten all the cake? There is none left.
Is present.
Present perfect simple.
Yes, is present continuous. Thank you. Okay. Now you're going to put the uses in the correct groups. Joanna.
Okay, teacher, I'm thinking to say how long present perfect continuous.
Uh-huh. Very good. Okay. Please, David, you turn.
Well, to talk about a finished activity, I think it's perfect present simple. Present perfect simple.
Very good. Okay. Continue, please, Joanna.
Okay, to talk about life experience, present perfect simple.
Very good. Okay. David, please. You do?
To talk about a recent action which might not be finished. I think it's present perfect continuous.
Excellent. Okay, continue, please, Joanna.
To say how many times in present perfect continuous.
To say how many times in continuous?
Yes.
No,
No.
isn't there.
Perfect simple.
Present perfect simple. Yeah. Please, David.
Well, I think when the action is more important, I think it is present perfect continuous, maybe.
Yes, very good. Joanna, last one is present perfect or present perfect continuous.
I'm thinking when the results are more important. I think in present perfect continuous.
No, it's present perfect simple.
Okay.
Okay, continue. Okay, David. Read the sentences and choose the correct option. Number one, please.
Me, right?
Yes.
Okay. One, he's waiting for Amy. He arrived 40 minutes ago. So he has been waiting for Amy. Well, he has been waiting for Amy for 40 minutes.
No. It's another option.
Another. Well, he's waiting for Amy. He arrived 40 minutes ago. He's waiting for Amy for 40 minutes. So I think it is. He's been waiting for 40 minutes.
He was or he's being?
He's been waiting for 40 minutes.
Very good. Okay, Joanna. Number two.
Okay, I don't know what octopus tastes like. I've never tried octopus.
Yes. Okay, David. Number three.
Ollie took his cake out of the oven a moment ago. Ollie has just made a cake.
Very good. Okay, Joanna.
Okay, I'm reading. The first one, he's been learning how to cook Japanese food since April.
Excellent. Right. Okay, David. Number five.
And we didn't have English class this morning. It's the last lesson later today. And we haven't had English yet.
Excellent. Okay, that's one, Joanna, please.
The first thing she did was go to a traditional restaurant. It's negative. She hasn't tried to local food yet.
No.
Okay, she's never tried to local food.
No, it's never not. In this case, it's not correct.
Okay. So she's already tried to the local food.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Okay, now, please, you're going to make five sentences using the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. Okay, you have only 5 minutes. Okay. Mom, Okay, David. Present perfect simple. The continuous. Okay, David, very good. Excellent.
Thanks, teacher.
Powers. Hair color. People are waiting for the planet. Joana, en tus ejercicios que enviaste de number 2 and number 3, number 2 and 3 is not the present perfect continuous. Okay?
Yes, I see that.
Okay. Okay, the number 1, 4, and 5 is good, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Guys, so getting to Kahoot for the assessment of the class, okay? I'm going to share this link by WhatsApp. Please tell me, guys, if you tell you can open the link, please. ¿Pudieron abrir el link?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, one more moment. Les pido un código.
Teacher, for me, no. No.
And you, Joanna?
No, teacher.
Okay, one moment. Intenten con este.
Dice que es privado, teacher.
No pueden entrar por Google. Entren por Google y busquen. Y en la primera
Ok.
les puede salir.
Ahora sí pide el código, profe.
Ok. David. Okay, Joanna, the ping is 220 40 sorry 30 49. Okay, David and Joanna. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, it's very good. Remember, guys, we use the present perfect continuous with dynamic verbs for situations with started in the past, it have not finished or have just finished. Okay, thank you. Let's. Okay, Joanna, very good. Number 2. Okay, excellent. Okay, remember, we can use both the present perfect simple or continuous to talk about situations that started in the past and have not finished. But the present perfect continuous is more common when the verb is dynamic action verbs. Okay, very good. Very good, David. Continue. Excellent. Okay. We can use both the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous with how long, for, since, recently, lately. Okay, remember to talk about a situation that is starting the past and a still continue. Okay, but we can all only use the present perfect simple when a stated verse and now is a stated verse. Very good. Okay, very good. Okay, remember when we use the present perfect simple for a past finished action, we focus on the completion of the action. Okay, for example, the action has been completed. There are no cookies left. Okay, when we use the present perfect continuous, we focus on the duration of the action. The action has been going on for some time and maybe is being completed or maybe not. Very good. Okay, David, thank you. Okay, very good, David. Okay, excellent. Remember, we use the present perfect simple to talk about how many things or how much of something we have done. Okay, how many books. Very good. Okay, very good. With remember we have the present perfect continuous. We emphasize the duration of the action. Okay, we have been doing something all morning, all day. Okay, very good. Very good, John. Excellent. Okay, remember, we can only use the present perfect simple with stated verbs and like, because like is a unstated verb. Very good. Okay, last one. Okay, guys. Okay, and this sentence, um, we use the present perfect continuous with action verbs, dynamic verbs to talk about situations. Okay, remember that it started in the past, and have not finished or have just finished. In the sentences, the verb travel is dynamic, and we focus on the duration of the action for months. Okay, we use the present perfect simple to talk about how many things or how much or something we have done. Okay, for example, how many things we have finished doing. Okay, guys, very good. Okay, Talia, congratulations. Very good. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for your excellent participating, for your time in the class. I hope you recognize that it's quite an achievement to get to this point in your study of English, where you can use the stances. Okay, it's really a good achievement. So feel good about you. Feel proud of you. Clearly, you are a serious student. Okay, you have serious goals and you are achieving them. Okay, so I really congratulate you on that. Very good, dearest students. Okay, have
Thank you.
a nice day too. Okay, I see you next lesson.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher. Have a good day.
Okay,
Thanks, teacher, for the class.
okay. Thank you, Debbie and Joanna. Bye bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.